Hello everybody, it's Armin. Today we're going to be doing another set of Singular Motorsports hood louvers. This is for Mr. Santiago. This goes along with his 2.5 swap and everything else fun that we've done to his car. So as per usual, we have our template with the 8-inch marker on the front. We're going to do a whole bunch of measuring, make sure it is dead center. The NC hood is pretty difficult to measure if you've seen the other videos. So we're going to do our absolute best to make sure it's as centered as possible and as level as possible. But we're going to start off by cleaning the hood off. Now let's go ahead and find center on the hood at the front and the back. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little piece of tape up here. Let's go ahead and approximate it here for right now, because that's about where the hood latch is. All right, that should stay there. Let's approximate center back here, somewhere about there. So center-wise, let's assume the hood latch is centered. I've made this assumption before. It seems to be a reasonable assumption. I'm going to go between the two bumps here on the hood. We've got a bump there and we've got a bump there. And around here, if I measure from here to here, I'm at 14.5 inches, so that'll be 7.25, so 7.25 here. I'm going to put a dot right there. That is our center mark. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to take the template, find the center of the template at the top and the bottom for reference points. We can center it up. So if you'd like to do this a little bit easier, you could use a laser level at this point, because then you would be able to find your level and connect your dots between top and bottom. I actually forgot mine at home today. I was going to try it out today. So hopefully the next video I won't have forgotten it. Okay, so now I have a center marker at the front, a center marker at the rear. I have our 8-inch marker right here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut and fold that little section back so we can line it up. There. So with that folded back, we know this is exactly where we need to be centered here. That's good there. I'm going to take another piece of tape. We'll secure that there. So now we can still visually see that it's centered. Now I need to center the rear one as well. So we're going to take our tape, and just for the purpose of centering, front to rear. You're gonna watch. Yeah. Okay, that seems to be centered there. I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of tape as well. I don't like to assume this is perfectly lined up as is, because lining it up on center, there's still a couple of degrees that it can be off in either direction. So what I like to do is usually measure from this to here and see that both sides have the same measurement. So let's measure. I'm gonna go straight from this little crease, and I got 16.25. Measure from this crease, and I have exactly 16.25. So our measurements are good. What I'm gonna do is now take the material off the back, stick it down, not stick it down, but stick it down on soapy water so we can float it and make sure it is absolutely centered. And then we'll actually stick it down. Okay. Now we're sitting on, we're floating on the soapy water now, so let's verify. We are still at our 8.5 marker here. I'm gonna verify that we're still at center. And I just dropped my roll of tape. It's always an adventure. Looks like we're still centered here. Let's verify that these are still in the position we want them. 16.25, 16.25. This looks like it needs to be pulled just a touch this way for centering. Cool. Let's get our credit card. Today's video is by Costco. Become an executive member today. Now we're just going to push out all of the liquid as much as we can. So we have our template all stuck down now. What I'm going to do is go ahead and punch our holes. Just with the center punch. I want to mark our holes. It's easier to do these now rather than later. And then we're going to go ahead with cutting it up. Okay, I'm going to get a couple things together, get ready to cut, and move over to the bay area. We're going to be using the air pencil grinder. If you have a Dremel, you can use one of those as well. I choose the air grinder because it doesn't heat up over time. It actually gets colder because it's aluminum and there's air passing through it, which is really nice. It also helps because it blows all over the project and keeps the dust away. We'll be using our Dremel Easy Lock bits, which are these little guys. They are steel and aluminum friendly. We'll be taking our time, nice and slow. You don't want to spend too much time in any one spot because you can cause paint to bubble or flake. So I like to go really slow, make one shallow pass, make another medium pass if necessary, and make a third pass, and that usually gets through the material. The corners are a little bit tricky. We're going to go ahead and take care of the larger portions first, and then we work on getting those corners usually knocked out. I usually don't do much explanation for this part of the video, it's just cut it up. It would seem that my weaker batteries do not like being used on the cutter, but all of my strong batteries are dead. Either way, we got it finished cut. So now I need to go back with the aluminum bit and I'm going to refine all of the edges. Before that, I'm going to go ahead and take lunch. Now that we're at this point, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we can fit this in here. So we should be able to slide it in over here. Nice little slot there. Yep, that'll fit. I'll verify that we can fit it on this side as well. I think this one I usually do it this way. Yeah. So this should work. Now I'm going to go back and using my specifically aluminum bit. Remember, these are different than your steel bits because they have wide flutes on them. So we're going to go back and we're going to deburr all the edges, make sure there's no sharp edges. All right, I've gotten rid of all the sharp edges on the top and the bottom. You probably saw me, I ran my finger across all of it, make sure it's all deburred. Got those 4 holes already marked. We're gonna take this off of here. And then it's time to start drilling some holes out. Okay, I've had trouble doing this on the sawhorses before. I figured I'd try this on the ground with some wood to go ahead and support the back while I try to drill through. What we're going to do now is we're going to put some tape on here. Since we only have 2 of the holes on here, we're going to put some tape approximately where the other holes go, so that way we can mark them with permanent marker and then drill them out. So now we've match drilled all of our holes. What I like to do at this point is go back and deburr all of the holes using this countersink bit. What happens when you drill, it can leave a slight raised face on the back or the front, and that can make it more difficult to get the rivets to sit flat. We want our rivets to sit as flat as possible. Now we're at the point where we need to verify the fitment of our louvers, make sure we don't need to make any modifications to the cut. So, I need to bend these up. Nope, same. So I'm going to flip this back over on the sawhorses and open up some of this underside. It would appear I'm having difficulty in this or this region, because it won't slip in. I can demonstrate here. Take this guy. And slot it into there. It appears I'm running out of room. Yeah, so I would need to either cut a little bit here or a little bit down here to be able to slot it in. As far as the other one goes, if I slot it in on this side, and I don't have enough room over here, if I slot it in over there, I don't have enough room here. So I think I'll just end up knocking both of these center sections a little bit more. All right, let's set the sawhorses up, do a little bit more cutting. we glued down all these edges. Now this thing won't pop up anymore. We have issues with some of these popping up after some time because the heat just makes the rubber flex and then move around, and then sometimes it'll pop up because of wind. So now we're able to actually put this in and secure it down. So let's get these into position and start riveting. So, pretty well done here. Got one rivet that decided to be shitty, and then another one that I got to redo. But aside from that, this whole hood louver process is done. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I'll show you the front. I'll show you the back. Thanks for watching.